Now you go to your Ponkroma can say me listen to Ponkroma.
In this instance, before the NDC came to power, there was a pre-advertised agenda to get rid of the Chief Justice. Already made that ruling. No amount of pressure should be brought on him.
Finally, as a caucus, you have made your point clear through your minority chief whip that this particular letter should be withdrawn. Now, per practice, we know that once you make that submission, we should hear from the other side of the house. In this case, you are opposed to hearing from the majority. We do not know what exactly he's going to say. Why don't you just give him a fair hearing so that we know the way forward?
Procedure is being used to perpetrate injustice in this country. So what they are seeking to do is to cool down the temperature and normalize it with a long discussion and then tell us that we can go to court if we don't like it. We need to let people understand that this is a political chamber. And all the tools of the trade are available to us in this political chamber. Now, if injustice is being perpetrated of this nature, we will withdraw cooperation. So what we have done is to withdraw cooperation. And prior to this, we have been cooperating. Every single report that comes, we support. We are working towards appropriation on the 19th. There's no business that we haven't supported. We are minded to support the government business to go on. But now that they have elected to put a spanner in their own works, by trying to use instruments of state to snatch this seat from us, we are left with no choice than to suspend cooperation. We have a lot of respect.
So, Kojo Ponkroma Kasano, or say, journalist Busan say, per practice, Mwakama Semini Ewi, Emma, Monyonko form your majority, it's now, Omonomes Dosso Chemo, about 10 times. They sat down, they listened to you in the chamber. Journalists was a very intelligent question. Obusa Oponkoma say, but colleagues no more the other side. When you people went into parliament, now we reading with speech, you said everything you want to say. Most of them say a withdraw letter now if you and say or say rerun the course. So Parliament of Ghana, maybe a shembra and no one emrano. It allowed you and your group to say whatever you want to say. In fact, about 10-page document. Your leader today, Anodompre, read everything. And now, journalist Busan say, now, a year per practice, no, I didn't say, Oti, Kebima min Kebimum, say, Unim Yansa, na Unjimia. Say, Sebio, say, Ubu Ghana for almost our parliament chamber, our TV swa. Why don't you also give the same respect that they gave you to do what? For them to also tell their story, to also share their view on the same issues you want resolved. Because say okay no be anka, then there's no dialogue. The reason why there's one part, there's part A and part B, and they say we need to have what we call dialogue. I was so we share adwene. Now we are sharing adwene. Now back to a conclusion. Now if you're making a decision. Into journalists and say, they say I'm the opportunity. No, this is a democracy. Parliament is no more. Adentina moma NDC for no chance momo soon ready omo de enka o madwene na yen tumi hu bebi ebe ende because until say NDC for no to bet ma kire o madwene wa asem we am kire madwene no we are not going to get to anything because we need to get to a conclusion. There should be dialogue. Nipa ba ko ene ne hu ndi nkomo Kojo Ponkroma bi na no say procedure is being used to perpetrate injustice. What you say? Or say a procedure, be a friend procedure. Senia ye di emraso ana senia ye fa a kwan bi so ede nyoma bi e o Ghana ye nyina ajatum no. O se nipa bi e fa saa kwan ne so ede de bi e den ede oyene ene ede nipa bi fa hodie ntiatia so aba. The question here is the same Kojo Ponkroma and his group of monkeys, they used the same procedure to tell the world in parliament how they felt about the decision of the speaker. Procedure. This same NPP piglets relied on procedure because without procedure, Anka Anodompre wouldn't get the opportunity. Like the majority leader, Hassan Ayaraga, would not allow Anodompre, such a clown, a silly boy, to spend about 30 minutes spewing trash and listening. It was because the NDC or parliament understood or understands, say, procedure is very vital when it comes to dialogue. It's the same procedure upon Kroma is telling you that people are using the procedure to perpetrate injustice. No, they capitalized on the same procedure to be able to make their point heard. They capitalized on this same procedure Because I don't think, say, without procedure, another umbrella that silly boy and could opportunity to stand on his feet for about 30, 40 an hour to tell us the trash he told us today. But because the NPP or because the NDC and Parliament and Speaker himself, they respect that procedure, another umbrella led these piglets and monkeys to speak their mind in Parliament. I hope you understand what I mean. They wanted to rely on the same procedure to instruct or plead with the speaker to adjourn Parliament. Why were they using procedure to make sure speaker adjourns Parliament, to stop Parliament today from working? I thought they had all the powers. I thought they could have all risen, or they could have all gotten off their seat and said, say, we are going home. But they wanted the speaker to go through the procedure. They wanted the procedure to work. And at a point, after they exhibited the highest form of monkeyism, they still told the speaker that, Mr. Speaker, we want to stand on this. And with all due respect, instruct you to adjourn Parliament. That is procedure. But the same fools will turn around and meet the media and say, oh, procedure is being used to perpetrate the injustice. How? How can you make one statement here and the thing you are against, it is the same thing you want to favor you? You are using the same procedure to make your case. You are using the same procedure to speak your mind, to put across your grievance. But the same procedure, you are telling us that if somebody has to use it, now that procedure is evil. This shows how foolish these people are. Na time on page of Musaka as speaker air journey case na procedure ben or mofaso. Sir Tolon MP, the only time that fool stands in Parliament to speak is when he's calling for a head count. When the speaker said, say, Omokan we no busa say left and right, yan twaso anasa me yan twaso. NDC focus say yan twaso, Omokasma me yan twaso no. That piglet, the Tolon MP rose up and said he wanted a head count and a procedure. Why is that procedure not being used to perpetrate injustice in Parliament? Is it on the same procedure? Now, mo pesa bujina so, Emma Speaker of Parliament, ATM. Now, moya debia, I some way nine, I some way Jimmy. And you see, I keep telling Ghana for say, party way 2028 ne gu. Where Jimmy, you can't think beyond more party. And it helps me say, majority of the young people in the MPP no more Jimmy champion for no. Samia Uku, Kojo Ponkroma, Asenso Boache, Samuel Jinapo, only Jimmy champion for, because it's so bad to say the young ones who are supposed to be smarter, intelligent to know, say no. We know our future is very important to us. We need to be smart, we need to be intelligent, In Kwarane Jimmy champion for no. And it bothers me because then it shows say the party has no future.